You lie awake late at night, staring into the shadows. Suddenly, that messy pile of clothes looks exactly like a face. Your logical brain knows it is just a jacket, but you panic. We think this is just a silly optical illusion. But seeing faces in the dark is a deeply hardwired survival mechanism. Evolutionary scientists call this the pareidolia effect. It exists inside you for a terrifying evolutionary reason. To understand this, we must travel back 300,000 years. Early humans were not the apex predators of their world. We were slow and weak, surrounded by monsters that hunted in darkness. These ancient predators were masters of visual camouflage. So, our ancestors developed an incredibly hyperactive visual radar. Your brain evolved a region specifically dedicated to recognizing faces instantly. It is designed to find eyes and mouths in chaotic shadows. This scanning system works, bypassing your logical thinking entirely. Your prehistoric brain does not care about making a mistake in the dark. It is playing a brutal, mathematical game of survival, where mistakes mean absolute death. If you mistake a twisted tree branch for a hungry cave lion, you get a quick rush of adrenaline, but you survive to see another day. But if you mistake a hungry cave lion for a simple branch, you are instantly removed from the human gene pool without any second chances. So, the only ancestors who lived long enough to pass down their DNA to you were the ones who were incredibly paranoid and deeply terrified of the dark. They were literally hardwired to see hidden faces just to stay alive. When night fell, danger multiplied exponentially, because early humans simply could not see in the dark. But the predators hunting them had perfectly adapted night vision. Our ancestors spent every night huddled in caves, desperately staring into the thick darkness. Their visual cortex went into extreme overdrive, trying to process tiny missing fragments of information. When there is not enough light, your eyes cannot see a clear physical picture. Your brain simply guesses what is out there and auto-fills the empty spaces. This genetic software is why we first painted faces on dark cave walls. Our ancestors tried to understand the scary shapes their brains projected into the night. Your mind is a biological prediction engine, desperately trying to keep you safe. It matches random shapes against a massive internal database of deadly predators. And the most dangerous pattern in that entire database is a face. Because in the brutal prehistoric world, if something stares directly at you, it means you have already been targeted as its next meal. This deep primal fear of hidden faces explains our modern obsession with horror movies. When we see a monster with a twisted face or empty eyes, it instantly triggers that prehistoric software alarm, deeply embedded in your DNA. But animals were not the only things hiding in the dark to ambush us. Our ancestors were also in a constant state of brutal war with other tribes. Recognizing a human face in the shadows was critical to surviving enemy raids. If you failed to spot the enemy sneaking in, your entire family was wiped out. So, the human brain became the most advanced face-tracking machine in the world. Fast forward to the modern world, where we no longer sleep in dangerous open caves. But that incredibly paranoid face-tracking software is still running permanently in your background. This is exactly why you see screaming faces in a simple piece of burnt toast, or why you can easily spot a giant smiling face hidden inside fluffy white clouds. Your brain is basically acting like a highly sensitive car alarm that triggers at everything. In the safety of broad daylight, you can easily laugh off these weird visual mistakes. But the second the sun goes down, the biological rules of survival completely change. When you wake up at 3 in the morning to get a cold glass of water, your vision drops significantly, and your ancient predator radar kicks into maximum overdrive because there is less visual data. Your brain aggressively autofills the empty dark spaces. It deliberately forces you to see a terrifying face in that random shadow. This terrifying illusion is designed to shoot heavy adrenaline directly into your bloodstream. It wants you to feel so scared that you immediately run back to your safe space. You are experiencing the exact same raw terror that kept your primitive ancestors alive in the jungle. Your logical mind knows you are completely safe in a locked house, but your DNA absolutely refuses to believe it. Once you finally make it back to your bed, you pull the blankets up and try to calm down. But that primal ghost is completely awake now, and it absolutely refuses to turn the radar off. Your eyes constantly scan the dark corners of the ceiling, desperately looking for two eyes staring back at you. This is the exact reason why sleeping in a brand new place feels so incredibly uncomfortable. When you sleep in a hotel room, your brain does not have a safety map of the shadows yet. It does not know which shapes are harmless furniture and which shapes could be a hidden predator. So it keeps one half of your awareness completely awake and on high alert the entire night. Scientists call this the first night effect, and it proves you are still carrying prehistoric survival software. We have spent thousands of years building massive concrete cities to completely escape the food chain. We put heavy locks on our doors and bright artificial lights on every single street corner. We did everything in our power to permanently banish the dark and the monsters hiding inside it. But you can never escape the deep biological wiring that was burned into your ancestors. The fear is no longer outside in the dangerous jungle. The fear is trapped permanently inside you. Your body is basically a living museum, preserving all the terrifying memories of early humanity. Every single irrational panic you feel today is just an echo of ancient bloodshed. So, when you wake up in the middle of the night terrified of a shadow, do not get angry at your brain for playing silly biological tricks on you. That heavy beating in your chest is the exact same rhythm that kept humanity alive. Your mind is simply honoring a deeply sacred ancient pact with your prehistoric ancestors. They gave up everything and endured unspeakable horrors so that you could eventually be born. And in return, your DNA promises to never let you forget what lived in the dark. We love to believe that we are completely separated from the brutal natural world today. We think our smartphones and our air conditioning have finally made us untouchable gods. But all it takes is one single power outage to strip that entire illusion away. The moment the modern lights go out, tuman, and the comforting hum of electricity completely stops, you instantly devolve back into a helpless prehistoric creature trapped in a dangerous pitch-black cave. Your pupils dilate dramatically as your nervous system desperately scans the room for hidden threats. Because, deep down in the absolute oldest and darkest corners of your genetic code, you know that the ancient war between humans and predators was never actually officially declared over. We simply built a very tall wall and tried to hide behind our modern technology. Your brain is not just an organ. It is a biological container holding ancient ghosts. The very monsters that went extinct are still sleeping peacefully inside your head. When modern stress triggers your nervous system, those sleeping monsters instantly wake up. You feel a phantom gaze on your back because your DNA remembers being hunted. That empty hallway is not empty. To your DNA, it is a prehistoric jungle. Your brain actively turns the shadow on your wall into a living predator. If your prehistoric ancestors relaxed in the dark, they were eaten before they woke up. Paranoia was not a mental illness. It was their only physical shield. The relaxed humans were filtered out, leaving only the most terrified to survive. You are the direct descendant of the ultimate survival champions, the paranoid ones. They pass down their fear directly to you as a precious biological inheritance. Your anxiety in the dark is not a design flaw. It is a genetic shield. Your modern logic tries to calm you, but your ancient instincts always win. When you stare into the deep dark, you are looking at your own history. It is time to stop fearing the shadow and start thanking the ancestors. When nightfall arrives, the biological rules of survival completely reset. The moment artificial lights go out, your ancient predator radar switches back on. You are lying in bed late at night, staring quietly into the dark corners. Suddenly, you wake up at 3 in the morning, with your demog fully racing. A heavy dose of adrenaline is shot directly into your bloodstream, forcing instant alertness. Your demog begins aggressively processing tiny missing fragments of information in the shadows. That random pile of clothes on the chair suddenly looks like a face. You panic and perform a frantic sprint back towards your bedroom. You plunge under the heavy blankets, assuming you are finally inside a safe zone. But that primal ghost inside your DNA completely refuses to turn the radar off. Your ancestors had to guard the campsite edge, where predators hunted in thick darkness. Every irrational late-night panic you feel is just an echo of prehistoric bloodshed. This defensive software became permanently burned into the human genetic code. Your DNA promised to never let you forget what lived in the dark. So take a deep breath and politely thank your ancestors for keeping you alive. Imagine checking into a strange, quiet hotel room. You turn off the lights and settle into bed. But your brain instantly rejects the new environment. Scientists call this the first night effect. One half of your brain stays completely awake. For our ancestors, a new place meant extreme danger. Without a mental map, they were completely vulnerable. They literally had to sleep with one eye open. Every strange hotel hum triggers a biological alarm. It autofills the sounds with terrifying ancient predator growls. This is why you wake up, feeling absolutely shattered. Your demog did its job, keeping you alive. You are still acting as the tribe's night sentinel. The genetic software remains completely unchanged today. Your body is not broken. It is just remembering. But all it takes is one single power blackout to crash the illusion. The comfortable warmth of modern technology vanishes instantly. Your smartphone screen dies, leaving you completely disconnected from the world. The clean drywall around you magically reverts back into cold cave stone. You are no longer a protected citizen. You are once again the hunted. Your eyes immediately dilate, straining to catch the faintest hint of movement. Your demog rapidly matches the shadow against a prehistoric catalog of death. There is no time to ponder. You must run immediately or die. Every late-night terror you feel today is a gift from those survivors. It is a beautifully engineered biological shield designed to protect your life. The ancient war never truly ended. The watch is still running inside you. So the next time you shiver as you flip off the bedroom light, do not feel silly or get angry at your anxious demog. Politely thank the ancient campfire sentinel that lives inside your DNA because your demog is not broken. It is just remembering. Subscribe to the StoryGlyph or your phone will vibrate for no reason.